What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Records and Rants. My name is Ice, and with me, as always, is Dixon. How are you?
Ice, great to be back. Let's be honest. Let's take a moment here. A lot has changed since we've last recorded. There's turmoil. There's emotions. There's questions. There's answers. There's love, and I'm talking about your wedding, of course.
Wow. Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about like the presidential assassination, or like all the wars going on, or anything other than that. But I guess that works.
A lot of love out there, and that's where it comes down. We spoke just prior to the ceremony, and now you're back. You're refreshed. You're ready. You're a married man, and but you're still giving it your all to this show. This is your first love. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean, come on. You can't divorce me from this. I'll tell you that. But no, I mean, Dixon, I'm really glad you were there. We had a great time, didn't we? I was just sharing some photos. BTS here, sharing some photos with Dixon.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. You're featured in probably like 50% of these friggin' photos. You're just there in every single one of them.
I heard the rumor that I was featured. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'll tell you what, some of these action shots are incredible.
I know.
I'm really happy to have those memories.
Yeah, I'm like I said, very happy you were there. Glad you were there with me, up there, supporting me.
Me too. Happy to do it.
It's a good time.
It was an honor. It was an honor. Yes, and absolutely. And another thing to mention is everybody's favorite segment, our comment of the week. Perhaps the last 4 weeks, actually, with Ice and Dixon.
Coming in the month, then, really, I guess.
Yeah, that's coming in the month, perhaps. This is on our latest upload. This is Billie Eilish, "Hit Me Hard and Soft." Talk about her new album, which we really actually enjoyed.
Yeah, it was a good one. That was really good.
It was good, right? Mm-hmm. This person VP4744 commented, "First time listener and first time commenter on this channel. Enjoyed your banter." Yeah, that's right. They enjoyed our banter.
Oh, good.
At some point, you wondered how she sounds in concerts given her style of singing. I did too, and found two examples. One early in her career, "Copycat," and one more recent, "What Was I Made For?" I posted YouTube links to both in the next comment below. So links there if you ever have a question about what we discussed, how it translates to live with Billie Eilish. So yeah, good. Cool. This is exactly what we want to see in that comment section. Give us something to work with.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, usually, I mean, that was really nice of them to actually like follow up with something. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
give us some links, and really appreciate that. I appreciate you actually listening to us. I feel like half the time people hit play, and then as soon as we say something negative that they don't like, it's off, and then they fly right to the comment section. You guys suck. You guys are assholes. You hate Taylor Swift. That's usually what happens.
Allegations we're not getting away from, that we suck and that we're that we hate Taylor Swift and that we're assholes. All maybe valid criticism, but yeah.
Possibly, yeah.
That's our thanks, VP, and that was our comment of the month with Ice and Dixon.
All right, Dixon.
Yes, sir.
Have you heard about this? Have you seen this?
I've seen it. Now, thank the Lord that you're on the radar and you have a pulse on pop culture, because I had no idea this existed until you mentioned it.
Yeah, so we're talking about Katy Perry's new song, her comeback song, released July 11th, so just a week and a half ago.
Right.
Woman's World by Katy Perry. Now, this is kind of like a comeback for her, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, because she's been kind of under the radar there for a minute. She's been on the American Idol and all that kind of thing, but you haven't really heard a lot from Katy Perry. Seems like she got back to her original image, it seems like, for the most part. Yeah. And hoping to get back to original sound is what it seemed like the goal was there.
Yeah, I would say so. And I feel like this Woman's World is kind of harkens back to her early pop days. I mean, she's always been pop, obviously, but when she first came around and she was first dropping a lot of those hits. Dixon, really quick, do you remember back when Katy Perry was huge? I was thinking back and I was looking back. I'm like, Katy Perry's had a lot of hits, like a lot of bangers.
No, that's for sure. And you overlook them at times. But it's true. You know what song I love is that one, Dark Horse. Now that's a little bit of a different turn for Katy Perry. Obviously, Dark Horse was a darker turn, but I love that song. I think that song is fantastic. Of course, I remember being a sophomore in high school when "I Kissed a Girl and I Liked It" came on,
Oh,
and I'll tell you what, it rocked our Catholic school brains.
wait, you could kiss a girl and like what?
Yeah, you can like it.
Oh my
What?
god.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so yeah, you're absolutely right. She's got a long list of hits for sure.
Yeah, that was she kind of feel like with that song she was kind of pushing the boundaries. 'Cause I feel like that was one of the first like openly
Yeah.
kind of like in the popular culture kind of like gay leaning songs kind of thing,
Mhm.
like experimental kind of stuff, you know?
For sure, yeah, absolutely. No, it was definitely. And so you kind of got to come to. It's almost like a full circle kind of thing here, going from "I Kissed a Girl, I Liked It." She has these. Not to say that that's a female empowerment ballad,
Yeah.
but it is. I mean, you know what I mean. Like,
Sure.
it's saying there's
You
nothing
could try
wrong
what you
with
want,
this.
nothing wrong, you do what you want. That's and then
Right.
and she has a lot of hype up songs like Firework.
Oh yeah.
That's a huge one. Baby or
Yeah,
Firework, Come and Let Your Colors
Yeah.
Burst. You know, it's like pumping you up.
Right. That roar. That song about having a roar. Like that.
Yeah.
Those are good. I would argue female empowerment ballads. Empowerment for anybody in reality. You're going to get pumped up if you listen to those things.
Mhm.
And then we get to Woman's World.
Your tone there exactly describes my feelings on this. Upsettedness, confusion, discouragement. What the hell is she doing? All those things.
Right. And let's just look at the surface right here. Forget about what it is before you even get into it. So this was produced by all men. This song is all produced by men. So produced by Dr. Luke, Von Oliver, Aaron Joseph, and Rocco Did It Again. Right? Written by Katy Perry, Chloe Angelides, however you say that, Dr. Luke, Von Oliver, Aaron Joseph, and Rocco Did It Again. So 3 males on the writing team. Fair enough. I don't know why you needed 5 people in total to write this song. What do I know?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's 2 minutes and 43 seconds. What do they each pick one single line? Like I can't even imagine having that many people sitting around writing the song.
Right, and now and let's just say something about this.
Sure.
You know about this Dr. Luke guy. I mean, he has the same
Yeah.
credentials as Dr. Joe Biden. It seems like,
Oh, boy.
you know, obviously a very good history of these kind of Y2K mid 2000s power ballads. Who Knew by Pink, Girlfriend, Avril Lavigne, I Kissed a Girl for Katy Perry, co-wrote and produced all these songs. My Life Would Suck Without You for Kelly Clarkson, has worked with a long list of people. Also noted for the lawsuit that Kesha brought against him for just
her
abuse and
SA
employment discrimination.
Yes,
Yes,
a lot of
potential essay.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of things like tied up in that. And I was kind of looking into that. I mean, you could watch like an hour-long documentary on that, but yes, it begs the question. You know, maybe he wasn't the best guy to bring on here. I don't know.
Yeah, right. That would be the good question. What's amazing to me is that Kesha lawsuit went on for a long time. They just settled out of court last June, so this is still very much a relevant thing. And certainly, Kesha had an amazing comeback with her album after this whole thing kind of went down, and she was shattered and broken and all those kind of things. And now we get to Woman's World, and I thought I wanted to bring this up pretty quick. When I put in Woman's World Katy Perry on Google, one of the first things that comes up is one of the Google suggested searches, and the question is Woman's World satire?
Wow.
Yeah,
How about that?
So, as Rolling Stone put it, this all sounds great. And then you see what the video is about, and you see how she's operating, and it's just kind of this cheesy kind of nonsense. Katy Perry said, "Oh yeah, it's like slapstick, it's sarcasm, it's whatever." Well, is that the best thing you want to do for what's supposed to be a woman's empowerment anthem? Is that a good idea?
I don't think so, and I think it falls flat there. It falls flat in the lyrics, which I'm sure we'll get to. It falls flat with the inclusion of Dr. Luke, like I said before, and
Right.
even just going back to that really quick. Before we talk about where this all came from, because I saw an interview with Katy Perry, and she kind of discusses where she got the ideas of the song from. But putting all that aside for now, this Dr. Luke guy, let's say even if it weren't true, even if he was completely innocent,
Right.
Would this really be the best guy? Like, I'm sure Katy Perry could have talked to anyone else and said, "Hey,
Right. Yeah.
sorry, Dr. Luke, this is a woman empowerment thing. I know I'm going to get backlash for it. I don't, even if she didn't believe that this stuff happened to Kesha, I don't know if he's the best guy to bring on here because she got backlash for it. Like you said,
yeah, understandable for sure.
And is there any like friendship between Katy Perry and Kesha because they both became popular? They both saw like a huge rise to stardom around the same time. So great
question. And I think this would be, I mean, if the allegations are, they're severe and they're intense, this guy really shouldn't be working, especially in female pop music, at the very least, whatever,
Yes. I mean, from just skimming the surface of it, he seems like he is the kind of guy that he's high pressure. He will try to bury you. I mean, this is even without the SA kind of things. It's just he gets you into high pressure situations. He kind of threatens you to take a contract that is not the best for you, but he's attached to you, so he's going to make money off of you. Kind of like those kind of things. It seems like he might be that kind of guy. That's just what I see from going at the top. But regardless, either way, if Katy Perry's working with this guy, I don't know. It's kind of like a kick in the gut to Kesha. What do you think? Like, they have to have some kind of relationship. Like I said, they both rose to pop stardom at the same time, and for her to see not only doing like this feminist thing, but also working with some guy that she just got done suing. They just settled out of court. I mean, I don't know. That's kind of wild to me. But yeah. Sorry to go off the sidetrack there, but I really wanted to hit on that point because I think that kind of does this little chink in the armor of what is already a very weak song, and we'll talk about that.
I love that phrase. It's great. You're right. I think it looks like this Dr. Luke and Katy Perry have had a long-standing working relationship, and it might have been a good idea. Once again, maybe she's still coming full circle, but it might have been a good idea to say, like, you know what? Maybe I don't need men on my production team, let alone a man that has been accused of these kind of things. And I think it definitely is a slap in the face to not only Kesha, but probably just like the idea you're going for with this supposed feminist anthem. Right?
Exactly. I mean, the one single song on this album that she's coming out with, and you pick this one, I just, I don't know, doesn't work out for me. But I think Dr. Luke's involved on the whole entire thing. So that's, what are you going to do?
Yep, it is what it is. I mean, she missed the mark on that, and it seems like she also missed the mark on these lyrics.
Yes, I'm glad we're going to go through it because you're the perfect person to go through this with, because you're our resident lyric expert, honestly. I would say.
I'm glad to hear that's actually a potential concept. But this, when you read the lyrics, this is like AI generated feminist anthem lyrics. It's like, I don't know, if like a fraternity got together and said, let's make like a pledge song so women think we're approachable. Like, I think that's what these lyrics would be. Like, that's how I feel like that's how it would be.
That's so good because it's so shallow. There's no depth to it. And you go through the lyrics, it's like, well, what are they even saying? And I was watching this one other review on YouTube, and he made a really good point. He said, you're going through these lyrics, doesn't really explain why it's a woman's world, why we would enjoy a woman's world, why a woman's world's so great. Whereas California girls, they're unbelievable. They'll melt your popsicle, whatever. They're giving all these reasons why the West Coast is the most,
Very good point. Yeah, there's some hardline evidence that they provide that would indicate California girls are superior. And yes, you're right. That's a good point.
Yeah, so we've learned that from Katy Perry. We all know the reasons why. With this, it's a woman's world. Okay, but why? Why is it?
Yes.
What is so? I'm here for it. Tell me, Katie. But there's these are the most surface level, shallow, thing. And again, it's like what you said. It's like a frat. It's either AI or a frat came and said, "Yo, dude, we got to make like a song that shows how much we love women." Or women.
Yeah, right.
Dude, just say she was born to shine, to shine. Yeah, that's a line, right? That's a literal line. I just read it.
That's a little and it feels like they're like almost like being like shy about it, because at some point they say she's a winner, champion, superhuman number one. She's a sister. She's a mother. Open your eyes, just look around, and you'll discover, it's a woman's world. So so that's great. Yes, sisters and mothers, definitely important. That's huge. It's probably the hardest job in the world is being a mother, and and that's great. But give me a little bit more here, give me something else. I get it. Yeah, mothers are superhuman. Sisters are too. That's awesome. Everything's good. Let's celebrate it. She's heaven sent, so soft, so strong. Whatever. It has no substance.
No, it has no substance. You could put it's a man's world and just change she's to he's, and it would read the same.
Yes.
He's a brother. He's a father. He's open your eyes, take a look around. You'll know. Like you could just replace it.
Yeah, there's nothing really feminine about this.
No,
and it's and for the media, for the people at Rolling Stone, and New York Post and everywhere else that's covering this, to say that this really kind of missed the mark, I think is big because Katy Perry didn't have to establish an audience; she already had one, and I think was trying to get there again, and it's just not what you're used to hearing. And evidently, Dr. Luke played a role in these kind of things. So, okay, let's just forget about Dr. Luke. Okay, they have a formula that works together, that works well. Everything is good. Right. There's just nothing there that would indicate that there was any effort put into this at all. Just a few lines, 2 minutes and 40 seconds, like you said. 80% of it is the chorus, and we're saying that we're lucky to be living in a woman's world, and that's probably true. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. Like I would mention
let's talk about the strengths of a mother. Let's talk about the struggles of a mother.
Let's talk about the strengths. What's a female job? Oh, vice president. Oh, whatever. All these kind of things you can point to. I don't mean that sarcastically. I really don't. But
no, seriously.
They belong in the White House. They belong as a CEO. They also belong in the kitchen taking care of their families, and that's cool too. You know what I mean? Like these are all cool. And she doesn't do that.
No, it's very like you said. It's saying, it literally is just saying this person's so great, but not telling us anything.
Yes, and I think that's the problem. And even when I Kissed a Girl, you had detail about her cherry chapstick.
Yeah.
I hope my boyfriend doesn't mind it. All these kinds of things. It felt so wrong. I felt so right. Like you had some depth there for a minute.
You had some depth. She's struggling with it. She's wondering if her boy. There's a lot of things going on. It tells a story.
Yeah. It does. There is a story. For as surface and shallow as that is, there's a story behind there, and that's these things, like you said, are true about women, and they're also true about anybody else you want to throw into there, and there's just ways you could have made this so good.
Yeah,
it just would have been a good thing, and I think people would have been receptive to it. But here we are.
I totally agree with you, Dixon, and it just it missed the mark. It had something.
Yeah.
You really could have had something, but she just kind of missed it. And it's unfortunate. What are you going to do? But really, really quick to talk about what this was all about in the first place.
Right.
I feel like people need to know at least where she said where this came from. So
okay,
sure, we've all seen the line "feminine divine." We've all seen that line in the song.
Okay.
So, according to Katy Perry, she did this interview on Apple Music. It was 10 days ago. You can see it on YouTube. But anyway, she talks about how the whole genesis of this song and where she found this feminine divine, she calls it, is when she had her baby, when she gave birth and she became a mother. And
with you.
Yeah, and these are all okay. That's awesome. That's really great. I wish you went into that more than just this like cheesy pop song. That would have been fantastic. I'm sure Katy Perry could have pulled something off like, hey, we're talking about the inner strength of a woman and all this giving birth. And so you could have done so many things with that.
Mm-hmm. You're absolutely right. I didn't know she has a mother. She could have. I had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea she had a child. And this would have been a really good time to say that.
and
and talk about that experience. And yes, that's huge. That's superhuman. It is to give birth to another person. Absolutely. But I didn't know that. I didn't know that she did that.
No. And you wouldn't know it by looking at the song and listening to it. You have no idea.
Right.
And that's kind of the frustrating part about it. And one thing that I want to point out too is in this Apple Music interview, I forget who the interviewer is, but he's when they do interviews on this Apple Music, I'll tell you what, they what do the kids say? They glaze. All they do is SD of the person that they're interviewing. It's like insufferable. Like, so this guy here, he's like, "Oh, Katy Perry, it was so great when you wrote the line, sexy, confident, so intelligent, and you have such energy when you say this." I'm like, dude, this is like the most lazy, milquetoast, like zero energy song that I could possibly think of. Why see this, Dixon? This is why we have to be interviewing. Be like, so Katie, what did you mean when you said she's a winter champion? What does that even mean? What are we talking about here, Katie?
Right. You know, the Olympics are coming up. Simone Biles, Caitlin Clark. I mean, I would have name dropped these things.
Oh my God, really Caitlin Clark, she's huge now.
Yeah, I would have name dropped all these people that we just kind of mentioned in the last 10 minutes. And made it like, this is why, and look at what we're capable of. Look what we can do. I don't need a man. I don't need Dr. Luke. It was the whole thing was doomed from the beginning.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Oh my God, that huge miss there. That was honestly a huge miss.
Yeah,
I didn't even think about Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, seriously, and you wouldn't if you're listening to this effing song.
I mean, and she's probably one of the most influential women in as far as sports goes.
Sure.
In years. I mean, to have people,
Absolutely.
And I hate to say this, but this is just what people are saying. To have people interested in the WNBA again is huge.
Right.
People,
yes.
I mean, unfortunately for the people in the WNBA, it was kind of memed on. It was kind of joked on for a while. Just unfortunately, but she comes in, she turns everything upside down. Katie could have nailed it with that, but here we are.
You're right. And it's this false sense of empowerment that all we're worthy of is this shallow sense of empowerment, that we're sexy and intelligent. Those are all good things. But in reality, what does it mean at the end of the day? And I would just be so pissed off if I were a woman.
I would be too.
And I was listening to this. So, what do I know?
And I think it just hits even more too because this was like her comeback song. That's kind of the thing that sucks about it too. But maybe this was all done to hype. Maybe she knew it was going to be controversial. She did it to hype up her new album. I don't know. Maybe
it could be. We're awaiting the release of that, and she announced it earlier this year. And this is so far the only single that's come off of it, and it's, I guess, coming up in September. But going back to her roots, going back to her high energy stuff, and if this is an indication of what's to come, maybe they should retool the whole thing and figure something else out.
Yeah, I think so. One last critique here. If you look at there's a whole EP, and I was like, oh, what's this? I was looking into it, and I said, oh, there's like multiple ones. Are these like remix or something? No, they're just different produced versions of each of the same song. So it's called like Naked Woman's World, and then it's just her audio. It's just her vocals clipped out, and then like another one is just like the rhythm track. And I'm like, this isn't even that well produced. The production itself seems like cookie cutter, but you have the nerve to give us like the vocal stems and the different audio stems, thinking like this is some kind of masterpiece.
Yeah, right.
Get the hell out of here, Luke. Get the hell out of here.
This I forgot to mention that too. This, from a production standpoint, in a track standpoint, this is just so basic.
Yes.
Very, very basic backing track. Like a kid's bop, like a generic royalty-free kind of thing happening in the background.
Yes.
And like you said, it's not like it's this multi-dimensional layered production that you could break things and separate things down. They literally did it in one take in Fruit Loops, and that was it. Like, that was all.
He took like a tutorial beat that's already been made. He threw it over, changed some of the instruments around. Oh, what do you think of this? Okay. Right. But you're right. It's basic. It's generic. It's kids bop. It's not good. It's just not good.
What's I'm really pissed off about this whole thing, and I'll tell you why. Because who do they think the American consumer, and particularly the female American music consumer, like Taylor Swift. Let's just go back to
Okay,
this for a
right,
minute.
right, yeah.
Let's go back to this for a minute.
You're
right?
never safe, Swift. You're never safe from us.
You're never safe from because we've covered in the last couple weeks. We've covered female artists that are incredible, that have depth, that have something to offer, that can really translate well to different facets of life and maturity and all these kind of things. Tortured Poets Department is a rush job. It's every breakup ever. Like you mentioned before, was a really good point. Like, oh, maybe she just entertains men for a minute and keeps the notes, gives them to her manager, and then puts it all together at the end, right? Mm-hmm. It's just this. It's this pander to what she thought Swifties wanted to hear. Right now, you have Katy Perry, who thinks this is the ultimate thing. Obviously, based on the fact that they released an EP with all these cuts and remixes and things like that.
Yeah.
Right. This is so basic and so like Neanderthal and primitive that this is what they think people want to hear. And I'm saying this as somebody who's pissed off for the Swifties. Demand more.
Yes,
demand
please.
more from what you're seeking out. Katy Perry. I mean, obviously this is a swing and a miss. I mean, her Teenage Dream. I love that album. I love that song.
Yes. No, it's fantastic. It is.
Yeah. She has potential there to tell good stories, like we just said, but she didn't. And what do they think? We're more advanced than we've ever been in as a society, maybe a little too advanced. I don't know if we can really keep up with what's going on in the world in reality as far as technology and expectations and things like that. But to make this and think, oh, yeah, this is awesome, people are going to love it. What are you thinking? Like, this is such a slap in the face to everybody.
I agree. There's some kind of disconnect because, I mean, it's so painfully mediocre. That there's some kind of disconnect, there's some kind of miscommunication, or she's just so out of touch now, maybe that she just didn't realize that this would flop so hard. I don't know. I'm honestly, we talked about it at the beginning. I'm confused. I'm confused.
Yeah.
I don't know what she was thinking.
Yeah, I'm confused too. It's a sad state of affairs. It really is. Sad state of affairs.
Yeah, it's too bad.
It reminds me of like when Sarah Palin first came onto the scene. And like Sarah Palin was like the first female figure that was ever like in a major episode. And she got up there with that You Betcha and all this kind of stuff. Like could have really put like, not saved women. They don't need saving, but like really kind of put like, hey, I'm serious. I'm here. Fuck y'all. You know what I mean? Do my job. And she didn't. It was complete nonsense. It was a clown show, I
remember that. Yeah.
Right. And it was just a clown show. And that was 20 years ago. That was what was it? 2008. Mm-hmm. So like 16 years ago, right? I mean, 16 years from now, this is the best you got. I don't know. I just don't get it. And I'm not saying that we should have put this mantle on Katy Perry.
I know.
But if Katy Perry wants this, it shouldn't be up to Katy Perry to set the world straight on feminist issues. It really shouldn't. But if she wants this, if she volunteered for it, then do a better job.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. I totally agree. And again, in her interview, The Feminine Divine, all that stuff, when she talked about how she just found that feminine energy is so great when she became a mother, and and I'm like, she's like, I have so much respect for my mom now. All this great stuff, like we said before, it would have been fantastic. Really highlighting the difference between men and women. You need that feminine energy.
Yes,
a man needs that. A woman, it's just we all sync together, and women are strong in their own way. All this stuff you could have. Yeah, me and you could have wrote something down.
We could have. We could have. Maybe we should.
Pipes up women more. Maybe we should. That'll be our first song. But I don't know. I'm running out of stuff to say to Katy Perry. Oh, actually, I do have one more thing. This is kind of interesting as well.
Excellent. Good.
Just as one more kick in the gut to everyone.
Okay.
So this song's all about women empowerment, women's world. Do you know who was featured in this music video?
I don't know if I necessarily paid that great attention to the music video.
No, that's fine. But this is a pretty popular YouTube star, and her name is Trisha Paytas. Now, many may know her from I don't know if you guys know Ethan Klein, H3H3. He used to have a show.
Ethan Klein.
Yeah, so he used to have a show with her called Frenemies. And they just kind of used to just like gossip and literally just shit talk people and like talk about gossip that's going on YouTube.
I recall that. I remember that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But the thing is, Trisha Paytas is like the poster child for toxic femininity. She is the biggest, and I'm sorry, I'm going to use one of the biggest bitches on the. I'm telling you right. She's catty. She's petty. She's gossipy.
Right.
She hates everyone except unless she deems them likable.
Right.
She's one of those kind of people, which is why it was shocking for me to see her in this video.
Yeah. Gotcha.
But anyway, that's a
really good point. That's some lore. That's some deep lore that you just uncovered. Yeah.
That is a deep, possibly neurodivergent cut, as we would call it. But
whatever happened to H3H3? Are they still around?
Oh God, Dixon, there's so much. Well, H3H3 kind of cultivated a very, very, very far left crowd, and they eventually tried to cancel him. He did a thing with this guy called Hassan Piker, and he we don't have to get into it, but he supported Israel while Hassan said, no, we love Hamas, and it was right for them to K all those civilians on that day. And
wow.
But the crazy thing is everyone that was watching the show defended Hassan, and everyone said H3H3 and his wife are Zionist pigs, and so he lost like half his audience, and he's still doing fine. He just has like a show now by himself. But
Ethan Klein does, or the other guy?
Ethan Klein.
Is he? Yeah, Hassan.
Hassan is the most popular, one of the most popular Twitch streamers in the world.
And no, Ethan Klein, isn't Ethan Klein Jewish?
Yes.
So what is how can Hassan stand on that road with Ethan Klein?
Hey, wait, the fact that they're
so who was Ethan Klein was pro-Israel, evidently.
Yes.
So that makes sense, right?
It would, but when you're that far left, there's no nuance. It's not allowed. You're shill. You're racist, bigot.
Wow. So he's suggesting that he should turn his back on his own people.
Yeah.
And wow, that's an interesting take.
Yes.
Well, I really respect that. I really respect to be that radical and be that in your face. That's something to be said for that.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah. You should watch him. He's very well. He doesn't call himself communist. He calls himself socialist. So that's
what. Who does he think is going to watch him when under a communist regime? Like, do they have Twitch in China?
Oh we don't. He doesn't like to talk about China. I think if you talk about China, you get banned from his chat. Like, that's not allowed. And
I mean, maybe he could broadcast in China, but it's probably limited, and they probably like censor it before you get access to it at the very least, right?
Yeah. I mean, he truly has some wild views, and he thinks that like all capitalists should be sent to like treatment camps where they all get like re-educated to show us how good like socialism is. It's wild. I know too much stuff about these people. I really do. It's horrible.
So he donates the majority of his profits to some sort of controlling entity that gives him a stipend every month, right, from Twitch. That's probably what he does. Since he's anti-capitalist, he makes no money. Like, that's what he does.
Well, no, Dixon. See, it's okay that he does it. He has a $3 million house. He has a $500,000 car, several of them. But he has a basic. He has what's called a basic necessity budget, even though his clothes are like thousands of dollars. But he doesn't run a co-op because it doesn't make any sense. He doesn't give any extra money to his editors or his team. He takes all of it. Okay. So because it's kind of the rules for not for me kind of thing. So that makes sense.
Makes total sense. Absolutely total sense. That's great. Hassan, anytime you want to come on the show, you're welcome. Friend of the show, Ethan Klein and Hassan. Hassan and Ethan Klein right here on the show.
I know. We got Hassan, we got Ethan Klein, and we have Ian iDubbbz. A great God, what a hell of a trio. Could you imagine having three of those people on?
No, so iDubbbz is the one they keep putting up his picture whenever there's like a shooting, right?
No, that's Sam Hyde. That's Sam Hyde. And Sam Hyde's the one that wants to box Hassan Piker, but Hassan's too scared. Oh my God, there's so much lore here. There's so much lore.
It's so funny. And iDubbbz is the one that had the wife that he couldn't go to the wedding with. The wife has the OnlyFans.
Right, and she
Am
was
I getting that correct?
yeah,
Okay.
she was getting a tattoo, so he couldn't go to his
Right.
best friend's wedding.
And
Whereas
there, he's yeah.
his other
And he,
friend that they all grew up with, Filthy Frank, also known as
Only Frank.
Joe, also known as Joji, and you've definitely heard his songs. He went from
I've heard of yeah.
he has
I've
some
heard
good
of him,
songs,
yeah.
he really does. But he
Yeah, I've heard of
canceled.
him, yeah.
He rescheduled his world tour to go to his best friend's wedding. Meanwhile, Ian's over there. Oh, I can't come because
Wow.
Anissa has a tattoo appointment.
This is interesting. Now this is going to be paralleling our scenario here, because depending on the date that I get married, you may be in a different location with your current wife. It'll be an interesting parallel to see.
I forgot we even talked about this.
What happens, where that goes from there. So just let's keep that
I'll
fresh.
be there. Will you shut up?
We'll see how it goes. Stay tuned for more on this, because it's evolving. I'll tell you what.
Oh, it's all rapidly evolving.
Rapidly evolving. Hey, before we go, do you want a quick Morrissey update?
Oh yeah. Let's talk. I'm sure people who tuned in for Katy Perry are probably like who Hassan Piker? Who the hell? What are we talking about?
That was Morrissey.
Yeah, what's Morrissey? And now when they're going on Morrissey, what is this? All right, but okay, yeah, we need the Morrissey update.
So last winter, Morrissey canceled both of his dates in LA. Because due to low ticket sales. At one point, tickets were $10 a piece, and he still couldn't sell out a night at one of the theaters he was at.
I remember you talking about this. I thought that was insane.
Yeah, and because there was a whole big thing where he had a show scheduled, and then he canceled it, and then he showed up to one, and he played like 15 minutes, and he walked out and never refunded or rescheduled. That was it. And then he had dates that were like 45 minutes up the road, and those sold, and then he's booked two concerts 45 minutes away from his original concerts, which is definitely within commuting distance. You don't have to,
sure,
like you're talking, Houston, Texas, and LA. They're very close together, so people were pissed off. However, Morrissey, kind of a surprise thing, is playing at the House of Blues in Las Vegas. He is playing Friday, July 26th, Saturday the 27th, Thursday,
Really?
August 1st, and then Friday, August 2nd. So Friday, Saturday, and Friday, 8/2 have all sold out. There's still tickets available for the Thursday show. But I mean, to go from the LA tickets and the West Coast and Southeast or Southwest rather are kind of lukewarm on Morrissey.
Yeah.
He's still able to sell out a pretty small club, which is interesting. But it's definitely it's got to be a blow to his ego in some ways. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
What does House of
100%.
Blues fit? 1,000 people? It's basically like a restaurant, I think. Right?
Yeah. Right. Isn't it? I
So,
mean,
it's kind of interesting.
It is. Man, I'm kind of shocked that you said that, because I thought Morrissey still had like a lot of pull. I mean, that's.
Yeah.
I mean that I don't know, but that's what I figured.
Yeah. That's what he tries to do.
Mm-hmm.
But he's still the same old Morrissey, shooting his mouth off on different things, I suppose, and also pissing people off with logistics, I guess. So
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how those shows go. We'll have to pay attention to see if there's any reporting from out there in the next week or two.
Now Morrissey's more. He has what people might call a right-leaning viewpoint on the world. Do you think that has anything to do with low sales in LA? Like, I could see people in LA staging like a protest against Morrissey, saying not to buy his tickets. I'm not even joking. I could see that happening.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what happened. I don't know.
That's a really good question, I think, because I think Morrissey is such a guy. Like, if you're a fan of Morrissey in certain circles, you have to defend the fact that you're a fan of Morrissey. Mm-hmm. And the thing is that he's not. He's definitely has some interesting issues, and they would be considered right in some circles, but he's kind of just like all over the place. Like, he's like the militant veganism and the anti-royal and anti-immigration and all forms to England and all this kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. So it's like he's just all over the map. So he's definitely unique. But I think if you're a fan, and like I said, in certain circles, you have to really kind of defend your fandom with Morrissey, because he's can be a hard guy to defend, I think, in certain cases.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see. So yeah, we've come full circle from Katy Perry to Morrissey. Also trying to launch a comeback. Always about a comeback. So it is what it is. And we got our favorite Taylor Swift in there. So
that's right. We got Taylor Swift, and even some old favorites, Hassan Piker, H3H3. We got them in there. Very exciting.
So, are you ready for the next week's show? You want a teaser of next week's show? Because I already booked this.
Oh, okay. Let's hear it.
You want to hear it? Okay.
Yeah.
So, what you're going to do is you're going to take us through a musical journey. Your top five.
Oh.
Top five songs or albums, your choice, of the Dave Matthews Band. And you're going to report back on that for us.
Really?
And you're going to share those with me, and I'm going to listen to them and see what I think.
Wow.
This is going to be a kickoff of our series we mentioned a few weeks ago of top five or your five or whatever it might be.
Oh, man, I love this.
And this is the inaugural episode in your test with sharing your favorite, because you've always been a big Dave Matthews fan.
Oh, my God, yeah. I could, man, this is going to be good. Okay, listen, we
Yes.
have to make a rule.
Okay.
Because I don't want to torture you. I'll pick 5 songs. I'll pick my top 5 songs, but no live versions. I'll spare you.
Okay, all right. Album track. That's a good idea.
We could do another one where I pick live. Like we could definitely do that.
Oh my
yeah, dude.
goodness.
25 minutes when they bring in the violin solo, the third violin solo, it really rips, dude. It really picks up there.
Oh man, I miss hearing from Dave Matthews. I miss that.
I do too. I was just thinking about it today. I'm like, man, Dave Matthews. It's a good jam band. I think they're perfect to listen to in the summer, or like when you're getting into that fall kind of cozy feeling. I think that's like
right.
That's it right there. That's the pocket.
Yeah, I could see that for sure. Definitely. I mean, I always enjoyed what you played.
Oh yeah, we probably unfortunately when we used to go to that one house, there were like 5 other big Dave Matthews Band fans, so it was just constantly just playing that.
I'll tell you what, and I enjoyed it.
I know. He has some good songs. He really does. He does.
I think so too, and I'm excited to hear, because I am. You're the kind of guy that will pull out deep cuts as if they're nothing, and that's what I respect about you. Like no big deal.
like the George Clinton. I'm like, yeah. So George Clinton, and like as if everyone knows who that is.
Yeah, George Clinton. Yeah. If you really want to get a feel for Ice's musical taste, check out his top 5 Christmas songs of all time. completely off the wall, and I really respect it. I really enjoy it.
Oh man, that's funny. I didn't realize that I do that sometimes. That's funny.
No, I like it. I love it. I'm happy you shed light where light may not have been shed previously.
I really appreciate that. That's quite the compliment from you, the music master over here, resident.
Resident, whatever. Who cares?
Yeah.
So yeah, Katie, best of luck.
Yeah, best of luck, Katie.
It's been nice, great album. Hopefully, great single. Hopefully, the album is good. So we'll see.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to revisit in September to go just to check. We'll give it a glance to see if it's worth our time. Be like, oh wow, there's actually something here, or it's just Woman's World 10 more times. I don't know.
10 more times. Maybe she'll do the Taylor Swift and call in 32 bonus tracks.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh god, kill me now.
Looking forward to it already.
Oh man, guys, thanks for listening. We really appreciate it. Let us know what you think of Woman's World, and as always, subscribe, give us a like, and give us a comment. We're back to weekly episodes probably, so we will see you in the next one.
Peace.